Hello, and welcome to the Sunday Snack Sale here on the Southern Belle NOLA channel. I am so glad y'all have joined me today. Thank you. Are y'all hungry? Oh, I hope you are. If not, looking at some of this delicious food may make you hungry. If so, I apologize for that in advance. So, if y'all would go ahead and click the thumbs up, share me out on your YouTube community page, on your Instagram, your Facebook, all your Discords, including mine, on your TikTok and Snapchat and Twitter, which is now called X. For anybody new, let me tell you how this will work. So, if you've never bought anything from me before and you think you might possibly want to buy something today, then go ahead and send me a registration email. To send me a registration email, my email is in the corner of the screen. Let me know your YouTube name, your legal name, and your shipping address. That way I know where to send your items and where to send your invoice. The methods of payment that I accept are a choice of Zelle or PayPal. Zelle is my preferred method of payment because there is absolutely no fees and it's guaranteed by the banking system. But I will also accept PayPal. PayPal is how you can pay with your bank card, your debit card, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, Venmo, Apple Pay, and a whole bunch more. I do want to let y'all know that you are obligated to pay for absolutely everything that you bid on, that all sales are final, that all items are as is and where is, and that the only time you can retract is during an auction. The method of payment that I use is called Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship is a discounted shipping service that works with UPS and USPS to get the deepest discounted rates. Those deeply discounted rates are calculated by the distance from your zip code to mine. I'm shipping from a suburb of New Orleans, Louisiana. That's why my channel name is Southern Belle NOLA. Also based on the weight of the package and the dimensions of the package. Well, we're going to get this show started in the same way I get my regular auction started, with a $1 round. Now, it's a bit harder to find any food items that I can get and sell for just $1, but I found a couple. So we're going to call this still Belle's Bargain Bonanza, where these items are going to start out at $1. So first we have a York peppermint patty. These are dark chocolate covered, 70% less fat. Now, I had been concerned about mailing things with chocolate, but I had been doing some research, and one of my favorite sales is Victoria, and Victoria's in Florida. And so she basically has my same weather, and she's been giving people the suggestion of, if it's a little soft when you receive it, and I'm sure it's going to be soft, just pop it in the freezer. So I'm going to say the same thing since I'm shipping from the same climate, and I'm going to go ahead and start resuming to sell chocolate and gummies. But I want to let y'all know that All items are as is and where is. So if something arrives and it's too soft for you or you think it's melted, once again, you are taking the risk. Janice is in for $1. The second item is called knoppers. Now, there may be some of y'all that haven't heard of these. These are crispy and they are a milk hazelnut wafer. Here's the description. Milk hazelnut wafer. It has 5 layers of wafer with milk and hazelnut cream filling. And last but not least, it looks like food, but it's actually a pendant. How cute is this candy corn? So whether you want to make it into a pendant, maybe you want to get a couple, make them into earrings. Maybe you want to put it on a keychain. Maybe you want to string it onto wreath or some crafts or whatever. So many opportunities. And you'll see it's not small. It covers several of my fingers. All right, Janice is in for $1. Oops, I now have a glare on the knoppers. Anybody for $1.10? Bid it up, bid it up, bid it up, up, bid it up, bid it up, bid it up, up, bid it up, bid it up, bid it up. You know what? I think I forgot to say hi to everybody. Oops. All right, let me see if I go to the top. I'm so sorry. I forgot to say hi to everybody. So hi to Melissa, who's running my chat and making my list and who has become so essential to everybody. If you need to add anything, any quantities, have questions, concerns, Melissa's your lady. Next, Chew. Hello, hello, Chew. CQ Kathy, thank you for being here. Here's Janice. Hello, hello, Janice. Jocelyn, also known as Jessie C. Happy Sunday to you too. I'm so sorry, I forgot to say hi to y'all. Here's Shelby. Hello, hello, Shelby. I'm just so excited to show y'all so many new foods. Well, I'm so sorry. I just thought it would fit with the season and it would be food related, but not food. Because you never know. There may be somebody on a diet and they want to enjoy the auction, but they don't necessarily want to buy food. So I was trying to think of something that was food related for those that might not get have chocolate. Oh, Shelby's got a new little song for us. Let's see. Bid it up. Don't let it stop. Raise that price right to the top. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. $1 here, $1 there. Show your bids. Bid it up. Have some fun. Let's see who's the winning one. Super cute, Shelby. I love that. All right, Melissa's going once, going twice. Oh, and I think Melissa must have ordered the knoppers the last time because she's saying that they're delicious. I think a few of y'all tried them and they were requested a few times. And it took me a while to be able to get some more in. Fair warning. Okay, we are sold to Janice. Let's see which one or one she wants. Okay, to York, to Knoppers. All right, let me put it all in a little sack and tie it up for you. It'll be so much easier when we're divvying out the hamper. All right, anybody else? Anybody else? We had so many people last week. I'm so surprised not to see very many people in the chat this week. Y'all make sure to click the thumbs up, share it out with your friends on Instagram, Facebook, emails, Discords. Because if we can't get much of an audience, then I may have to cancel these extra auctions. Okay, Jocelyn's going to take two. Let me grab those. Okay. Anybody else? Oh, and Melissa's going to take two. Okay. It shows just how much she liked her first two numbers that she came back to get more. And I think it's safe to say now that it was Melissa who was one of the people who said, you should sell some more of those. Okay, I still have more of the York peppermint patties and the knoppers. And of course, this cute little candy corn. All right, last call for these, and then we'll get started. Lori, 1 times 4. What do you want 4 of? Okay, and Melissa's also going to take a pendant. Wait, did I miss what Laurie wanted? I see the $1 times 4. Maybe I missed it. Let me scroll up. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Laurie, if you want to spontaneously co-host, feel free. Or if there's anybody else in the chat who might want to spontaneously co-host, y'all let me know. I didn't know there were any auctions on a Sunday afternoon. We are going to end in time to raid over to Tracy and Colleen at the coffee shop. It's never going to be on at the same time as them. So when they're starting, I'm going to end and we will raid over. So y'all don't need to worry about missing their auction because I am totally aligned with them. And I want it to be like, going to various shops at a food court or going to various booths at a farmer's market. So y'all can shop with me, y'all can shop with them. So I'm never going to be on at the same time. Oh, Laurie's going to take 4 of the knoppers. Okay, I figured it out now. All right, anybody else? Okay, last call on the knoppers, the York peppermint patty, or these cute little pendants. Okay, and I have a feeling that we may get some residual orders when people tune in and see what they have missed. Well, since we have a smaller audience, let me start with a few things I only have one of. That way, people aren't missing out so much. Okay, here's the first thing I only have one of. It is a pancake mix, and it says just add water. This is the way I like to make pancake. Some of them you have to add oil, you have to add an egg, you have to add all kinds of stuff. And this is a nice big bag. Let's see, it is 14 ounces. So just add water. So we're going to start this off at $3. I only have one of these. And let me show you something else. I just have one of, we'll make it for choice. I just have one of these gumbo mixes. It's by Tony Sasserays. Tony Sasserays is a Cajun Creole company that usually makes seasoning. But this is a box of gumbo mix. Now, the thing I do want to tell you about gumbo mix is the meat is not included. So as you can see on the back, you have to add water and you have to add meat. So if you want sausage, you put in sausage. If you want chicken, you put in chicken. If you want shrimp, you put in shrimp. And they do have both the instructions for a stovetop or a microwave. So if you want to taste what gumbo really tastes like, Tony Sasserays is a great native tasting brand. So anybody for three for choice of pancake mix where you just add water, or gumbo where you both add water and you have to add your choice of meat or seafood. But that's the fear when you try new products of not knowing who's going to like what, or maybe being stuck with things. Any interest? Okay, we'll pass on these then. Okay, next I have a gluten-free item. It is gluten-free. It is non-GMO, $3 starting bid. It's from Good Health. These are called veggie straws. They are sea salted, no synthetic colors. The date on these is September 24th. Everybody, make sure you're on live chat, not top chat. And make sure your little red line is pulled all the way forward so you're not lagging. That top chat will deceive you into thinking you're at the top. Oh, Laurie's in for gumbo. Okay. Yes, I like their seasoning too. It's so funny. Laurie could just go down to our local Winn-Dixie and yet she's buying it from me. That's so sweet of you, Laurie. Oh. I realize that not everybody may have Winn-Dixie. I was mentioning it to Melissa, and Melissa's like, I've heard of it, but we don't have that up here. Okay, so that one's sold to Laurie. We'll move that to the hamper. So we've got a bag of veggie straws, gluten-free, non-GMO. Anybody want a healthy snack? Well, as healthy as a snack can get. And I tell you what, I'm also going to put one other option. Somebody had suggested maybe some pork rinds. Now, I got these that are salt and pepper. I can also get original, but I thought I'll get these. And then if people don't like these, they'll say, I want pork rinds, but original. Some places call pork rinds chicharrones. So now we'll have three options: the veggie straws, the pork rind salt and pepper, or you can say pork rinds original. So $3 for choice. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all are Winn-Dixie-less. But I can be your Winn-Dixie. Let me help y'all out. Okay, Jocelyn's in for 3. Thank you, thank you. Anybody want to bid it up? Patty Rose, hello, hello. Can you show the nutritional panel? I absolutely can. It's a long panel. I'm not sure which parts you need. There's a particular part of the panel you need. Let me know. It's interesting that they have both a per serving or for the entire container. It's such a big container. I can't imagine eating the whole container. Now, some things I can, but okay, Patty, did you see what you needed, or do you need a certain line? If you need like a certain line because you're looking for a certain carb or cholesterol or sodium or fat, let me know if you need a certain line of it. But y'all feel free to ask any of the questions you need to. Oh, serving per bag. Okay, it says 3 servings per bag. And wow, they consider a serving to be 37 straws. I was expecting them to say 7, 8, 10. 37. 37's a lot of anything. I don't know that I could eat 37, but maybe that's just me. Oh, you're welcome. If you want serving size on anything else, let me know. Okay, let's see, where were we? I believe we had a $3 bin. On my channel, we have a policy of Southern hospitality, so we only have 10-cent increments because it just seems like a lot to ask people to go for a whole dollar when something's only 3. So, or when something's only $1 or something's only $2. I mean, nobody should have to pay double price from $1 to $2 or $2 to $4. So on my channel, we just have a low 10-cent increments. So we have $3. We're looking for 310. And Melissa's saying going once, going twice. Hi, Jennifer. I'm so glad you're here. And Patty, I'm so glad you're here as well. Y'all remember that tomorrow night at 7 p.m., I've got my regular variety auction, and Tuesday night at 9 p.m. is my late night auction. Then Wednesday, Thursday are my packing and invoicing days. So, opportunities to get a few more things into your box. Fair warning. We are sold to Jocelyn. Let's see if she picks veggie straws, pork rinds, salt and pepper, or pork rinds original. So many choices. Okay, you're going to take a pork rind. Are you going with original or salt and pepper? This is the salt and pepper, but I can get an original if you prefer. Yes, Jocelyn did join Discord last night. I hope everybody sent her a friend request so that we can welcome her, and then we can voice chat and video chat and private message and all that great stuff about Discord. Anybody else? And Jocelyn, just let me know. Salt and pepper or original, or one of each. If you want to compare. I'm not sure if I showed the date on this one. I know I showed the date on the other one. The date on this one is October. Salt and pepper. Okay, fantastic. Anybody else? All right, we will move these to the side and keep going. Y'all can always request what you'd like to see, and I'll try to bring that forward next. Okay, next I've got some mini neon worms. Mini neon worms. These are good until 2026. Hopefully y'all are seeing the 2026. Sometimes it's kind of hard to see. 2026. And they are such pretty colors too. So looking for $3 starting bid. And not only do people snack on these, but I've seen people put these on top of cupcakes, on top of regular cakes, even on top of some crushed up Oreos to make it look like they're wiggling through the dirt. Yes, I will absolutely sing to you. But 10 weeks is a long time. You'll have to remind me the day or two before. Any interest on the gummy worms? Okay, last call on those. Something that was very, very popular last week, and so I brought it back, was the Wise popcorn in white cheddar. The date on these is November. So $3 for these. They are air popped. They are gluten free. They are whole grain. They are 75 calories per cup. $3, pretty please. And we want to remind everybody to click the thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notification bell is on. Also, we are looking to add moderators. I'm looking for a co-host to help me read the chat while I'm changing around products. So if there's anybody out there that might want to help out, y'all let me know. Alice! Hello, hello. Oh, and Alice, I think is entering with a bid unless she meant to say hello and a wave and just accidentally typed a 3. But for her to type the exact amount of the item makes me think she might be bidding. But we'll make sure because, anybody can have a typo. But I am so glad you were here. If you want any of the items from the beginning of the show, you can always scan through it by pulling your little red line back and just letting Melissa know. We can always add those items to your invoice. All right, Melissa's in for 3. Anybody else? I'm so glad you're here, Miss Alice. Okay, Alice is bidding. Thank you, thank you. All right, well, anybody want to bid it up? If not, Melissa's going to count this down and keep it moving. Y'all can always request what you want to see next. Shelby's doing great with some descriptions, especially if it's a snack you're unfamiliar with. Love that this is gluten free, whole grain, air popped, only 75 calories. This was super popular last week. So you'll find that sometimes if something's really popular, I will go back and get more. Other times I focus on just finding new snacks for y'all. Okay, Alice, put a time symbol and the quantity you want, pretty please, so that Melissa knows. 3 bags. Okay, we do have 3 bags. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll open this up to the chat. Anybody else want to get some delicious Wise brand white cheddar popcorn? As far as I know, Wise is a national brand, although I don't know if your local stores happen to carry this particular flavor. Anybody else for white cheddar popcorn? All right. Next, this was new to me, but maybe y'all have seen it before. I've never seen Lay's potato chips in these big, long tubes. Now, I've eaten Pringles like this my whole life, but I don't know when Lay's started making these. But I found these and I was so excited. I'm like, where have you been all my life? Because I love being able to seal and cover the chips rather than having to like fold it down and use a chip clip. And that just seems so toilsome to me. So I love chips that come in these containers. $3 starting bid. Now, somebody did point out in the email, you have all these fancy flavors, but you don't have a lot of just plain chips. So when I saw these, I thought, this is a good plain chip for people who want plain chips. Especially if you're using a dip with your chips, then that's another reason you might need plain. Or down south, we have a whole bunch of casseroles or cassoles where you crush up potato chips and put them on the top for like a crunchy topping. So for those reasons, you need plain potato chips as well. Oh, Shelby's seen these too. Well, I may have been the only one that didn't know these existed. If so, I may end up keeping and eating these myself if they don't sell. That's always the fear. So, and if y'all have preferences of sweet or salty or a particular taste, y'all just write it in the chat. I can always go to those items next. Okay, last call on this. We'll just pass. All right, this next item, I only have 2 of them. Only have 2. Now, a bunch of y'all like the wafers from the $1 round called the Knoppers. Those had a hazelnut and cream filling. These have a cookies and cream filling. Yes, they do. And I'm not sure if the camera's going to focus on the small print. Maybe. But it says zero cholesterol, no preservatives, and no high fructose corn syrup. Cookies and cream wafer. So this is what it looks like. I only have 2 of these. I'll show you this part as well. Well, I'm not sure what that's saying. All right, let me show you the, wait, that's not the date. Let's see where the date is. Oh wait, here's the date. The date is July 12th of 26. So plenty of time to eat these. Still $3 starting bid. Chris Shuck, hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. All right, looking for $3. I only have 2 of these, and it's a nice big family size package. You can kind of see its size from my hand. Cookies and cream wafers. Any interest on these cookies and cream wafers? All right, Janice is in for 3. I don't know why I'm holding them. I have an offshoot lock. Anybody for 310? Kathy Dubrick, hello, hello. So glad you're here. To everybody who is just Kathy Dubrick, if you want any of the things from the earlier part of the broadcast, just let Melissa know and she will add it on. I only have 2 packages of these, Lisa, just 2. Now, I did have the single hazelnut wafers that have 5 layers from the $1 round, but they were tiny and singular. This is a big family package. In fact, I'm just going to dox myself. Here's my 2 packages. So if anybody is saying, I might not get in on those because whoever wins might buy them both, I do have, let me show you what they look like. These were from the dollar round. I have these and peppermint patties because they're both that small little size. Those were from the $1 round. All right, we have a bid for $3. We're looking for 310. Anybody for 310 or my only 2 packages of these? Just 2. Oh, and Lisa, I know a lot of times you're looking for gummies. I did have some fancy gummies earlier. They were neon. Host this little food show on Sundays. All right, we are going once. Fair warning. And sold. Janice, do you want one or both? Just one. Okay. That leaves one. Anybody for the other one? Anybody else? Last call on this then. Okay, Lisa's going to take the last one then. Thank you so much. Okay, next let me show a big family pack. This is a big 6-pack of fruit and grain cereal bars. So if you don't have time to make a whole breakfast, or make breakfast for all your kids, or maybe you need something you can eat while driving or while sitting at a stoplight, here is your solution. So $3 starting bid, you get 6 bars in here. They are fruit and grain cereal bars. I'm not really sure how that constitutes cereal, but they're calling them cereal bars. And the flavor is apple cinnamon. And let me show you the tiny print on the side. 110 calories, 2 grams of saturated fat, 180 milligrams of sodium, and only 6 grams of sugars. Oh, let me show you the date. It didn't do such a good job of printing. That's usually where the date is. I should have looked at that sooner. All right, looking for $3 for a box of 6 apple cinnamon, fruit, and grain cereal bars. Starting at $3. Most of the food is $3 except for one other big family pack that I have. It's like breakfast in a box. And y'all let me know any types of foods y'all like to see next. Otherwise, I'll just keep surprising you with things. All right, last call on this one. If there's no interest, all right, we'll pass on that. Here's the only other family big package I have. This one's going to start at $5. And why is it starting at $5? Well, it's a 10-pack. So let me show you what you get in the 10-pack. You're going to get 2 of these cookies. They're filled with strawberry crumb. Then you're going to get 2 sets of cookies filled with vanilla crumb. Then you're going to get 2 sets of chocolate cookies filled with vanilla crumb. Then you're going to get 2 sets of chocolate cookies with banana crumb. And lastly, you're going to get 2 sets of cookies with the orange crumb. So I'm going to have some packages of cookies coming up after this, but all of the ones I have are going to be all the same. So, there'll be like a whole package of lemon or a whole package of um, chocolate. But this is the only variety pack that I have. So if you don't want all the same cookies, this is your opportunity to get different ones. Also, if you have a picky family member and this one doesn't like orange, and this one doesn't like banana, and this one doesn't like strawberry, this one doesn't like vanilla, this one doesn't like chocolate, well, this works out then because you'll get some different ones. But I do have some really great cookies to show y'all this week. Okay, Patty's in for 5. Thank you so much, Miss Patty. So remember, you're getting an entire 10 pack. See if it'll sit up this way. I guess it will. And then I'll show you some other cookies. And we've got candies, we've got seasonings, we've got pretzels, some more popcorns, cotton candies. Oh, and some Pop Daddies. And some cheese crackers. And I've even got a cornbread mix. Okay, we are going once. Okay, we are sold to Patty. Patty, how many of these would you like? I do have multiples. Just let me know. Use the times symbol. And Melissa, just keep reminding everybody after the sold to put times and the number that they want. And we'll just start getting in the habit of that on Sundays. And then after Patty tells us how many of the 10 packs she wants, we'll open it up to the chat and we'll see if anybody else might want to get in on this bulk deal. Never thought you'd get a bulk deal without having to go to Sam's, right? Or Costco. Okay, Miss Patty's going to get in for one. Anybody else want to get a 10 pack? Okay. Next, I've got some other packages of cookies. I tried to pick different flavors than what was included in the 10 pack. This first one is a lemon crumb. Let's see, the date on this is, oh, it's upside down. All right, let's try it this way. The date is once again 2026. So lemon crumb, or for those of you who like mint, chocolate sandwich cookies filled with mint. And the date on this one is December. So looking for $3 for choice. Let's see if anybody likes mint or likes lemon. Two great choices. but it is all the same cookie in the package. That's why I offer the other one for variety. Click the thumbs up, pretty please. And y'all can let me know in the chat some of your favorite flavors so I know things to bring in for next week. I had some mint Girl Scout cookies a few weeks ago, and those were popular. That's what inspired me to get these mint cookies. And when I sold out of the lemon moon pies, that's what inspired me to get these lemon cookies. Okay, last call on these cookies then. All right, we will move these aside. All right, here's two more cookie choices. I ran out of oatmeal cookies last week, and I found these iced oatmeal cookies this week. So this is going to be the next cookie choice. And I also found these fudge striped shortbreads. I can do it this way. Oops. Get them to fit this way. Okay, there we go. So choice is still $3 of iced oatmeal cookies or fudge stripe shortbread. Yum, yum, yum. And if y'all are tired of cookies and want to go to something else, we can always go to something else and circle back to cookies later. All right, last call on the iced oatmeal or the fudge striped shortbread. Okay, well, we were talking about moon pies, and of course, with moon pies being one of the first desserts I ever had, as it was thrown off of floats in Mardi Gras parades, I always offer some moon pies. So, $3 for choice. So, first we have chocolate. Next, we have banana. And thirdly, we have blueberry. Those are the three flavors this week. Chocolate, banana, or blueberry. Any interest on the moon pies? I feel like they're in shadow now. Maybe it was better with more light, but a little glare. Hard to tell what's better. All right, let me move these aside then. How about some spices? It's going to be $3 per choice. First one is lemon pepper. Second one is going to be garlic, sea salt, and these come in grinders. I love that Palermo puts their spices in grinders because there's something about when you grind the spice that by making it smaller, it just awakens the aromatic essence of the spice. So if you're tired of just plain old sea salt, I have garlic sea salt. Also, if you're not wanting to use a whole bunch of spices, you like the convenience of them being all in one, this one is chili and garlic and sea salt and in a grinder. So, for those of y'all that like to make chilies and meatloaves and stews, right here, you just crack this one grinder into your pot, and you got everything you need. Now, the way we have everything we need down south is with some Zatarain's. This is a big, huge container of Creole seasoning. So you just shake on the flavor. So if y'all wanted the flavor of New Orleans, here it is. So add it to meat, add it on top of potatoes. I add it to mayo before I close my sandwich. And lastly, I also have 100% pure honey. Now, it's grade A. I know a lot of places say they're 100% honey, but you'll see the ingredients really say 100% honey. And I love this type of spout. It makes it so convenient, whether you're putting it on waffles, putting it on biscuits, putting it in a beverage to sweeten it. So $3 for choice. Any interest in the spices? And also, if you don't want garlic with your sea salt or chili and garlic, I can get just sea salt and I can get just pepper with the peppercorns. So just sea salt and just pepper are choices as well. I wanted to show you the more elaborate ones here, but I can get the plain ones in the grinders. Jocelyn's in for three. Thank you so much. Anybody want to bid it up? We're looking for 310. If not, we're going to count it down to Jocelyn. can go ahead and count it down. All right, going once, going twice. Fair warning. And y'all don't feel like this has to be a stuffy, boring auction. I love it when y'all talk, when you converse about your favorites, about what you'd like to see, about what you had for lunch, about what you're having for supper. Last week we had so much conversation going on, we almost had a hard time auctioning. And today we don't seem to be having much. So y'all don't be shy about it. Okay, Jocelyn's going to take one of the Zatarain's Creole seasoning. Fantastic. Anybody else? Last call on these. Okay, let me clear these away. All right, next here is a fun all-in-one snack. You know, so many times you're thinking, well, do I want nacho chips? Do I want corn chips? Do I want cheese curls? I found this party mix. So $3. The date on it is September. And in it, you're going to get corn chips. You're going to get nacho flavored tortilla chips. You're going to get pretzels. You're going to get fried cheese curls. And just look at all of this deliciousness in the bag. So it's a little bit of everything. You missed the Wise flavored white cheddar popcorn. I haven't shown the barbecue popcorn, and I haven't shown the Pop Daddy popcorn yet. So you only missed one of the popcorns so far. And it was the popcorn I sold last week. It was so popular, I got some more and brought it back. But you can always pull your little red line back to see what you missed, and you can always let Melissa know. We've had fewer people this say and less bidding, so there's more left. Right now, we're on this party mix for $3, which has corn chips, nacho flavored tortilla chips. It has pretzels, and it has fried cheese curls. But I can bring out some popcorn next, or I could bring out some other things if you want to check back through what you missed. You just let me know if you'd like to see popcorn next, or you want me to stall with some other stuff so you can scan through what you missed. All right, it's a whole mixed bag of snacks. So if you're one of those people that likes to blend their snacks so you get a little bit of everything, or if you have kids that like a little bit of everything, this is a way to buy one bag and have all these different snacks. Any interest in the party mix? It's like an excuse to have people over so that you have an excuse to open the party mix. Everybody say hello to Kitty. Okay, we're going to pass on this one. I'm going to show you what I think is the prettiest cookie that I have this week. I don't know if I can even pronounce this. Um, well, we're only going to be going another hour, Kitty, and then we're going to raid over to the coffee shop with Tracy and Colleen. So we've got always a super short, limited time. And then we're going over there because I always want to support them. So I'm not even sure how to say this. Bauduco, maybe? But look how pretty it is. I believe it's foreign. They call them choco biscuits. Now, we would call them chocolate covered cookies, but look how pretty they are. These are the kind of cookies my mother would buy when we'd have little teats because she thought that they were like special occasion cookies. And they are delicious and crispy, the package says. So I'm going to start these at $3. Oh, let me show y'all a date. Let's see. They are good until December. So these could even be your fancy Christmas cookies. So anybody for $3. And you don't have to spell that difficult brand. You can just call it a Choco Biscuit. So that's easier to spell. And Melissa, to make modding easier, I'm pretty sure everything else I have for the show is going to be $3. Okay, Kitty's in for 3. Anybody want to bid it up? Oh, okay. So you can get them in your area. That's great. Ooh, Janice with a power bid of 330. All right, let's go back to Kitty and see if she wants to go back to 340. I did say that these were going to be the prettiest looking cookies of the night. But I mean, we did have linen, we did have chocolate and mint, we did have variety packs, we did have chocolate on shortbread. Kitty's at 340. Let's go back to Janice. A lot of cookies. We had iced oatmeal again this week, although it was a different brand. All right, Janice, you want to go up to 350 or you want to go out? 375. Oh, Janice really wants these fancy cookies. All right, let's see what Miss Kitty does. Miss Kitty, Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty is out. So let's count these down for Janice. Going once. Going twice. Fair warning. Okay, Janice is going to be our winner and she's going to take 1. Okay. I do have some more left. Kitty, would you like any? Thank you so, so much, Janice. Let's check with Kitty and see if Kitty wants any of these, and then we'll open it up to the chat. Oh, Kitty. Okay, Kitty's also going to take one. Anybody in the chat want to try these? Choco biscuit. Delicious and crisp. And apparently endorsed by Shelby's Pop-Up. Last call on these. Okay, we will move those aside. Well, while we're on sweets, I found a new company. They've got a lot of varieties, but I picked just a couple to show you first. This one's called Bud's Best Cookies. And look at Bud. Little cookie, big taste. So the flavors I decided to bring y'all first. Hi, Quaymar's Cookery. Is chocolate peanut butter. So, earlier we had chocolate cookies that were stuffed with mint. And of course, the lemon ones, and the variety ones, and those fudge stripes, and the oatmeal. We had so many good cookies today. But these are chocolate with peanut butter filling. So if you like Reese's, you might like Bud's Best. Okay, Bud, you sit there for me, pretty. Then the other one I chose, because they have a huge line of these. Yes, you can get a banana moon pie. Melissa will write it down for you. I'm so glad to do that. These are pecan chocolate chip supremes. Now, if you're seeing this and you want just the pecan, they do have just the pecan. But I thought pecan chocolate chip is even better. Now, they do also have a kind that's like a mini Oreo. They do also have some ginger snaps. If you want any of those varieties, let me know. But these are the two that I bought in order to show y'all and put in front of the camera. So $3 for choice for Bud's Best. So choice of chocolate peanut butter cookies or pecan chocolate chip supremes. Okay, Alice is going to take a honey and a Creole seasoning. Fantastic. Melissa will add that in, and she'll let you know in the chat once Melissa's gotten that down. Thank you so much for that order. And keep in mind, y'all can always watch the replay, even the replay from last week, to see what I had. You can also, when you taste something delicious and run out, email me, Discord message me. You don't have to wait for an auction. At an auction, it might get bid up. If you email me or private message me, no chance of it getting bid up because it's just between you and me. Okay, Melissa's got Alice's order. Anybody for Bert's Best peanut butter filled chocolate cookies or chocolate chip pecan cookies? Great fusion of chocolate chip cookies and pecan cookies. Anybody for either of these cookies? And if y'all would rather switch to a salty, if you'd rather switch to nuts or to trail mix, or candies, gummies, coconut, then y'all let me know. Marshmallows, lots of great stuff still coming. Got it jam packed all the way up to 5:15 when we jump over and raid the heifers. And yes, they purposely called themselves heifers, so I'm not being mean. You're making me hungry. I'm so sorry. Okay, we will pass on these then. Sorry, bird. Sorry, bud. All right. If y'all saw me on the Mooly Wood, I had a tiny little bag of marshmallows. Um, Melissa, these are going to be $4. I thought everything was going to be three, but I forgot. I had this huge bag of marshmallows. Now, I was selling a tiny little one there. This is huge. So you can look at the size of my hand and see how huge it is. Okay, we'll go to coconut after this. These are going to be $4. And in fact, I will measure it just so y'all can see. This is not a tiny little bag. Let's see if I can show you another bag in comparison. Like I'm going to have these little freeze-dried candies. You can see these freeze-dried candies. Super in comparison. Now, the other great thing about this huge, huge, huge sack of marshmallows is, okay, Teresa, one of the wise white cheddar popcorn. Okay, we will add you in. These are flavored. What are the flavors? They're orange, lemon, strawberry, and lime. Now, when I was growing up, my mother used to make this kind of log type dessert with dark chocolate and these flavored marshmallows because she just thought dark chocolate and these fruit flavors went together great. So, kind of reminds me of a chocolate covered strawberry. So, $4 for this huge, huge, huge bag of flavored marshmallows. Oh, I'm so glad you went back to look through. I think a bunch of people do. Anytime you get something you're not interested in, or you've already bought or tried, it's always a great time to scan back and see what you might have missed. Okay, well, if nobody is interested in marshmallows that actually have flavors, these are also really good in a dessert we call ambrosia, which is marshmallows, fruit, and whipped cream. So these flavored marshmallows are so good with the fruit and with the whipped cream in ambrosia. They're also great on ice cream, strawberry ice cream or sorbet or sherbet with some of these really brings out the flavor. Okay, we're going to pass on those. We had a request coconut, so let me show you what I have. First, $3 for choice. I've got caramel coconut tips. And you'll see what they look like in here. Pretty, pretty. The other one is toasted coconut macaroons. And hopefully y'all can kind of see the macaroons through the window. So $3 for choice. Oh, okay. Well, if there's certain foods you're looking for, Teresa, let me know. If you'd rather see something that's salty or nuts or trail mix or something, just let me know. Janice is in for 3. Thank you, Janice. Anybody want to bid it up? Oh, y'all know what ambrosia is. I wasn't sure, Melissa. Um, sometimes I'm afraid it's a Southern food. And then I thought, well, I'm going to say ambrosia. And then people are going to be like, oh no, what's ambrosia? Kathy's in for 310. Okay. Bid it up, 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 bid it up. Bid it up, bid it up, bid it up. Okay, and Janice is out. Let's count it down to Crochet Queen Kathy, and we'll see what she picks. Or if somebody else wants to jump in the bidding, that's fun too. Oh, Kathy's at 330. Fair warning. Okay. Kathy, which one are ones and how many? Okay, she's going to go for one of the macaroons. All right, I believe Janice was our backup bidder. Let's see if Janice is interested in either of these. Oh, Janice. So, toasted coconut macaroons or caramel coconut tips? And do y'all want to see some Pop Daddy after this? I've got Pop Daddy pretzels. I've got Pop Daddy popcorn. I've got Pop Daddy potato chips. I just popping daddies all the time. Y'all seem to like the Pop Daddy product, so I invested in lots of them. Janice, any interest in either of these? Okay, she's also going to take one of the macaroons. All right, we'll open this up to the chat. Anybody for macaroons or caramel coconut tips? Last call on these. I'll tell y'all a funny story, even though we're kind of pressed for time. I started going to some foreign markets. One of my viewers said, do you have any foreign foods? Maybe some Mexican foods or some Asian foods, some New England foods. So I went to a couple of foreign grocery stores, and one of them is literally called, I kid you not, Moron Eata. Moronita. I'm like, so are your employees morons, Nita? But no, I didn't actually say that. I don't think any of them speak English. But I just couldn't believe that Moronita is a grocery store in another town. It's very small and there's nothing in English. And I didn't buy anything from it. I just went on kind of a scouting mission to see what they had and what their prices were and that kind of thing. But I could not believe that their name was Moronita Market. I kid you not. Okay, let me clear these away. All right, let's start looking at the land of all these various Pop Daddies I have. All right, let me clear that camera way back because there's going to be a bunch of choices. Now, some of these y'all already know about. When Sandy came in last night, she was in a tizzy. She was running out of cinnamon sugar. Now, I know y'all thought, oh, well, Sandy ordered 5, so Belle must not have any left. Belle has restocked, so I am not out of the cinnamon sugar. Y'all, it truly is. Flavor so bold, it is lip smacking and finger licking. So $3 for choice. We've got cinnamon sugar. Next, I've got the garlic parmesan. Next, smoked Gouda. The Gouda. Ooh, no, she's a joke. All right. Next, I had one of these the other week and I ran out, but I was able to finally get more of the Mexican street corn pretzel sticks. And last but not least, the birthday cake pretzel sticks. And they really do taste like birthday cake on a pretzel. All right, so I've got 5 types of Pop Daddy pretzels to tempt y'all with. 5 types. And then we'll go to chips and to popcorn. Want to warn you, I'm going to be very limited on the chips and somewhat limited on the popcorn. Cheryl, welcome. I'm so glad to see you here. If y'all haven't already clicked the thumbs up, please, oh, please do so. That's a free and easy way you can support me and help with the YouTube algorithm. All right, Cheryl's in for 5 incredible pretzel choices tonight. Anybody want to go up to 310? Bid it up, bid it up, bid it up, up, bid it up, bid it up, bid it up, up. Bid it up, bid it up, bid it up. All right, looking for 310. Otherwise, we're going to start counting down and picking. And once again, we're not going to miss any of Tracy and Colleen's coffee shop at 5:15. We're going to raid over there. So we're only going to sell snacks for another short while. And then even if we haven't shown anything, we're going to end it. And we'll be back next week, though. And you can always pull back your little red line and see if you missed anything tasty. We are going once, going twice. Fair warning. And remember, everything you get today, you can combine with my Monday auction at 7 p.m. and my Tuesday auction at 9 p.m. And then it's on Wednesday and Thursday that I pack everything together and invoice everything together. Okay, we are sold to Miss Cheryl. What can I get for you and what quantities? Once again, the choices are cinnamon sugar, garlic parmesan, smoked Gouda, Mexican street corn, and birthday cake. Or you might want a bunch of different ones to try and compare. Got some sweet, got some salty, got some savory, got some cheesy. I tried to give y'all a good assortment. What she picks and what quantities, then we'll open this up to the chat. Okay, she's going for Mexican street corn, smoked Gouda, cinnamon sugar, each just times one. Okay. Teresa's going to take one of the garlic parmesan. Excellent. Anybody else? Remember, it's flavor so bold, it's lip smacking and finger licking. Oh, I'm so sorry about your internet. I was struggling last night with internet. All right, last call on these. Anybody else before I move these to the side? And we'll look at some chips next. Okay, Lady Braven wants the birthday. Here we go. They really are good. I agree. I agree. Okay, next in Pop Daddy chips. These are cracked pepper and sea salt. I only have one bag. I tell you that the date is August 18th. Or is that August 15th? It's soon. It's soon. That's why I showed it to you. Only have one of that flavor. I have three of this flavor, and that's all I have. These are August 16th. This one's original, and they're both kettle cooked. They're both the big family size. And the only reason I can even sell these for $3, because they sell for more than $3 in the store, is I got them reduced for quick sale. Because they do expire this week. So I'll do my best to mail them to you soon. But Pop Daddy, if you've never tried Pop Daddy chips, here is your opportunity. Wait, Alice, what are you thanking us for? Wait, was Alice bidding? Did I miss a bid from Alice? Oh, Melissa says something. Oh, I wanted the Mexican street corn. Okay, see it now. It's a good thing Melissa's in charge and writes everything down. Okay, so it looks like Jocelyn was first with 3, looking for 310, the original kettle cooked. That's it. Like I said, these are normally something that's just too expensive to buy because they are a big family size and they sell for more than I can sell them for. But because these were expiring this week, I scooped them up in the reduced buggy, which I don't know if y'all have buggies up north, but it's like a rolling cart that you push. It's not like a horse and buggy because they don't have horses in stores. But it's like a rolling metal cart. All right, well, Teresa's out, so we can count this down. Oh, Melissa's already counting this down. Perfect. So since I have so few, I'm just going to line up what I have here. Here's my 3 of the original. It's doubtful I will ever be able to get these again, so get them while you can. Got 3 of this one, only 1 of that one. And that's it. Oh, I have a bunch. I have a bunch. There's no shortage of street corn. So everybody can buy as many as they want to. You want to buy two, you want to buy three, you want to buy five. I got y'all. I bought a whole case after running out 2 weeks ago. But that's so sweet of you to offer, Cheryl. So if y'all thought I only had one and that's why you limit it to one, you're not limited. If y'all want to up your quantities to two, three, four, five, go ahead and get it. Because once the case sells out, that's probably it. But I did buy a case while I could get it. Okay, we are sold. And Jocelyn's just going to take one and only take the original. Okay, anybody else for original or cracked pepper and sea salt? If you like Pop Daddy, it's a great opportunity. Isn't it better that I go to different stores every day checking the clearance buggies and the clearance counters so you don't have to? It's like I'm your personal shopper. Hey, Mal. Hey, Justine. I'm so glad you're here. We've only got about a half an hour left, but you can always look back through what we've had. If there's anything that catches your eye, just let Melissa know. Well, we still got about a half hour of various stuff left. All right, anybody else for the Pop Daddy potato chips? Either the original kettle cooked or the cracked pepper and sea salt. Y'all are so nice to each other. I adore that. Okay, did we offer these to Teresa since she was the backup bidder? And then we'll open it to the chat. Is Teresa still here? Teresa. Okay, Teresa was the backup bidder. If she's not here, then we can open it up to the chat. I see that Kitty's willing to take an original. Okay. I wasn't trying to skip Teresa, but I just didn't see Teresa in the chat. But she may have gone back to look at something, or she may be watching a couple of different auctions at once. That happens sometimes. Okay, last call. I just have one bag of each left, and that's it. She was having problems with the internet. I think there are storms in her state. Okay, we're going to pass on these. And then let me show you the Pop Daddy popcorn. Okay, this is the flavor that I got. It is jalapeno cheddar. So if you've had the white cheddar and you're like, it's not strong enough, it's not zippy enough. Well, I got the jalapeno cheddar. Now, there is also, believe it or not, a pickle flavored popcorn. Isn't that crazy? But I thought, I don't know if anybody would buy that. And I didn't want to be stuck with it. So I thought, I will buy this one and show it to y'all, and I'll tell you about the pickle. If anybody wants the pickle, I will go back to the store and I'll pick you up a pickle. But I thought this one might be the better liked flavor of the Pop Daddy popcorn. You can see it's made with ruby red kernels and pure avocado oil and nothing artificial. It is gluten free. So I know some of y'all were all excited about the coconut oil that I was selling last week. Look at this. has avocado oil in it, cheddar, or a choice of the pickle. Anybody interested? Okay, last call on these. Well, y'all were asking for more popcorns, and I think a few people had asked for spicy or jalapeno. So I thought, well, it's going to be two birds, one stone. All right, we're going to pass on this. All right. At last night's auction, you were saying we should have some cooking related items. So I thought I'd show you a couple of brand new cookbooks. These cookbooks originally sold for $21.95. These are going to be $5 for choice, and y'all look how thick they are. They're tomes. This one is Cooking Light, and it's Ways to Cook Vegetarian. Next one is Cooking Light, 3-Step Express Comfort Foods. Hearty favorites for weeknight cravings. Next, from Everyday Foods, fresh flavor fast. 250 easy, delicious recipes for any time of day. Once again, these are not like a little leaflet. These are serious, thick cookbooks. And the last choice is Great Food Fast, also from Everyday Foods. 250 recipes for easy, delicious meals all year long. And once again, look how thick it is. Hi, Lisa. So glad you're back. I didn't know you had left, so a couple of times I may have said, "Hey, Lisa, look at the neon gummies. Hey, Lisa, look at these fancy cookies." So if you need to watch back, you can let Melissa know anything you missed. But before we go on, since y'all had said, "Hey, I have a few other food and cooking related items," I thought the non-food food related item for this week would be these big cookbooks. Okay, Lisa's in for 5. Thank you so much. So once again, the choices are Ways to Cook Vegetarian, a complete visual guide to meatless cooking, or Cooking Light, a 3-step express comfort food, hearty favorites for weeknight cravings, great food fast, or fresh flavor fast. Anybody want to bid these up to 510? Otherwise, we're going to count them down. They're all one and done, of course. And then still to come, I've got nuts. I've got trail mix. I've got some cheese crackers. I've got one more popcorn. I've got some cornbread mix. Some other candies. All right, let's count this down and see which one Lisa wants or wants. I always think that cookbooks are a great gift as well. You just put a little bow around it. So many people actually enjoy cooking. They consider that their hobby. Okay, which one or ones can I get for you, Miss Lisa? Okay, way to cook vegetarian. All right, vegetarian going to Lisa. I would not have guessed that. I would have guessed you would have gone with the comfort food or the great food fast. So I'm always learning things about y'all. Anybody else? Three great books left. Okay, last call. Anybody for comfort food, great food fast, or fresh flavor fast? Okay, CRR is in for five. Which one or ones would you like, Miss Cheryl? Well, I'm seeing the snack auction. I wasn't sure, so I asked people during the auction last night, should it literally be all food or some food related? So I'm so excited that it doesn't literally have to be just snacks, that can be other things too. Absolutely. You know, it doesn't have to just be meatless Mondays. There are vegetarians out there and flexitarians, pescatarians. And of course, there are people who go even further and are vegan, but I really think we should all be flexitarians. So when we can afford meat, we do to be locked in just one type of eating. Okay, she's going for the cooking light comfort food. Great. Anybody for great food fast or fresh flavor fast? And these are the ones that are super duper thick. You're getting the most for the money here because there are 250 recipes. That's like 2 cents a recipe. 2 cents per recipe. And every recipe comes with the steps and comes with the pictures. Just look how gorgeous. It's not like the old type of recipes where they're just written, every food is photographed. I really love that about these books. Okay, you want the other two? I will stop showing them. All right, maybe I should bring more cookbooks next time then. All right, all right. Well, I debated about bringing some biscuit mix or some cornbread mix, but I thought, y'all probably have that in your grocery store. I did see that Larry the Cable Guy is now making a biscuit mix. I almost brought y'all the Larry the Cable Guy biscuit mix. If y'all are interested, let me know, and I can order some and show it next week. And Larry the Cable Guy is also making, I want to say it's a fish coating or chicken coating or something like that, kind of like a shake and bake type thing. Who knew Larry the Cable Guy wasn't just for comedy tours with Jeff Foxworthy and Bill Engvall? But I saw this really interesting cornbread. If y'all want standard cornbread, I can bring that Fiesta cornbread. If y'all are interested in any of the biscuit mixes or cornbreads, let me know. But I had never seen a cinnamon churro cornbread mix. Oh, wait. Lisa's got the caution. Let me scroll up. Alice says, I miss the popcorn. I will take the jalapeno and a pickle. Okay. Fantastic. For anybody who missed it, this was the jalapeno. And I will also get you a pickle. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lisa, for cautioning me that I was about to miss something. I would like a personal chef to come with it. I would like one to come with it too, and he needs to put a ring on it. Okay. You would love that Larry the Cable Guy. Now, are you just saying that to be funny, or do you really want to see some Larry the Cable Guy foods next week? If so, I will buy some. They'll be the same $3 I sell most from. So let me know if you're making a joke, Kitty, or if you're really interested, then I will get his biscuit mix and I will get his shake and bake mix, and we will sell them next week. In the meantime, this is a cornbread mix that I've never seen before. $3 starting bid. It's a cinnamon churro cornbread mix. So if you like churros, if you like cinnamon, and one of the interesting things is on the back, it says you can make it at an 8-inch, you can make it a 9-inch, or muffins. I think this would be so good with muffins. Lisa, you must be reading my mind. Australian licorice. I'll do this Australian licorice next. Okay, I will bring it for next week. Melissa, just write me a little note so that I remember Larry the Cable Guy is coming to the auction in the form of his products. So I think I'd do it in biscuits, but you could just do it as a cornbread. Whoever makes this, let me know how it turns out. Imagine how great it would be if you drizzled it with like a little caramel, or maybe drizzled it with a little chocolate syrup. Wouldn't this be good with hot chocolate? This just looks so good to me. Okay, Kitty's in for 3. This was just so unique. I kept debating, would people buy this or would it be too weird? Every time I see things, I'm like, would people buy this or would it be too weird? So, because I don't want to bring you all the same stuff that, everybody could just buy at their grocery stores. Like with the marshmallows earlier, they weren't regular marshmallows. Who could get those flavors? Okay, anybody for 310? Otherwise, we're going to count it down. Oh, you've tried the Larry the Cable Guy products. Okay. Well, so do you have Winn-Dixie's in your area? I'm thinking you do. He must have some kind of a promotion deal with Winn-Dixie, because that's the only place I seem to see them. I don't see them at any of the other grocery stores. Oh, great description, Shelby. Great description. Your descriptions really help when we're doing specialty products. All right, fair warning. And any other products y'all would like me to bring, let me know. I never know what's too simple. If just cornbread is too simple, or biscuits are too simple, or, we had the pancakes earlier and that was kind of a pass. Y'all thought that was too simple. So I never know what's too simple and what's too weird. I'm still kind of trying to figure it out. Okay, Kitty's going to take 1. Anybody else want to try a cinnamon churro cornbread mix? You got to admit, this is something you weren't expecting to see and you didn't even know existed, because I certainly wasn't expecting to see this and I didn't know it existed. Okay, last call. Anybody from the chat want one of these mixes? Maybe more next time. Maybe more what next time? Maybe more what? Okay, one of these mixes too. Thank you, Miss Alice. Anybody else? Gotta tell me more of what? Because I got all week to find it. So now is when you tell me. All right, last call on these mixes. They'll always be available on replay. Not necessarily always available for me to get them on stores. Okay, well, we've had products from Italy tonight, from um, Germany tonight, now from Australia. Soft and delicious Australian licorice. Now, I got the strawberry flavor. There's also the black licorice. I didn't get that, but I can get it. More orders if hubby likes it. Okay, $3 starting bid. So it is Aussie made. It is palm oil free. I don't even know what that is. It's plant based. There are no artificial flavors, no fructose corn syrup. It is non GMO. All kinds of goodness here. And they've been around apparently since 1927. So plant based. So I'm showing the strawberry, but I can also get the black if y'all prefer. Okay, Lisa's in for 3. Anybody want to bid it up? I'm glad y'all like the international brands. I think it's kind of cool when I can find some international brands. All right, anybody want to bid it up? Anybody for 310? Otherwise, Melissa's going to count it down. And then next, I'll do some cheese crackers. I found some interesting flavors. Spoiler alert. I do, Lisa. Just let me know how many you want. I've got plenty. I bought them all. I could get them. Lisa's probably sitting there thinking, well, one for me, and one for Mike, and one for my mom, and one for my dad. Does Evie get her own? Do my in laws get some? Oh. Okay, Lisa's going to take 2 of these Australian licorices. And I know Lisa well enough to know that she wants the strawberry, not the black licorice. Anybody else? I should have moved it closer all along. Okay, anybody else? Last call on these. Well, you'll have to tell me what you think. Tell me how it compares with the Twizzlers and the Red. Okay. Next, $3 for choice. I do have standard cheddar cheese baked crackers. But if you've been buying these all your life and you're like, I need more taste, I found some toasted garlic cheese crackers. One for me, none for them, black. Wait, what? One for me, none for them, black. Okay, and apparently Kitty's going to take one in black. And surprisingly enough, Lisa, who used to mock Amy for liking the black licorice back when she used to co host, is going to take a black one as well. Okay, well, I will go back and get those. I'm glad I bothered to tell y'all that they come in black as well. Okay, we've only got about 10 minutes left in the show, and then we're going to raid over. So, next, we've got these cheese crackers. So, it's a choice of cheddar cheese or toasted garlic. Same shape, but different taste. Kitty, were you bidding back on the licorice, or was your 3 on these cheddar cheese or toasted garlic cheese crackers? And Melissa has such a hard job of both typing in the chat and keeping the list of who bought what. It's amazing she keeps up. She is just a rock star. I'll make sure and show Melissa some love and some appreciation. Okay, anybody for the cheese crackers? I thought if y'all like different flavors in the pretzels, maybe y'all would like different flavors in the cheese crackers. Okay, looking for $3. Anybody for $3? If not, we can pass. Aw, thank you, Justine, for giving Melissa that encouragement. So sweet. Oh, did Kitty bid 3? I thought she was just talking about them. Okay, she must have been bidding. Sorry, Kitty, I didn't see the 3. All right, anybody else? Otherwise, we'll count it down. Oh, Lisa, I have some more gummies coming. But no pressure. Okay, we are sold to Kitty. I think she said garlic, but we'll double check and see how many she might want. Just one, or do you need several? Do you need a cheddar to compare? Everybody congratulate Miss Kitty. And then if anybody else wants to get in on these, y'all let me know. Okay, I also can get garlic for Alice. Yes, I still have more available. Thank you for checking. All right, anybody else? Oh, and I forgot to ever do that barbecue popcorn. So I need to do these gummies, the barbecue popcorn. Okay. Nobody for the regular. All right, fair enough then. So Lisa, let me show you the gummies I have. These are cola bottles. Look how cute they are. They're kind of a cute little ombre. Now they're bottle shaped. Do y'all see them? I think these are so pretty. All right, so that's the first gummy is the cola bottles. Well, maybe let's set them up here. Then I've got watermelon rings. I wish they were facing outside. They're like facing here, but watermelon gummy rings. And then I have fruit slices. So they're gummies, but they're covered in sugar. And if anybody missed the beginning of the show, these were the neon worms that I had earlier. Look how pretty these neon worms were. Right, so those are the 3 gummy opportunities. And then after, I need to show you all this barbecue popcorn that we got to talking about at last night's auction. $3 for choice. Cola, watermelon, or fruit slices. This is so good at listing all of the flavors. Bravo, bravo. Any choice. Okay, we will pass on these then if there's no interest. All right, next I have this really, really huge bag of Kansas City barbecue flavored popcorn. Oops. So this is a big family size popcorn. Oh, they're the same. If you want the neon, Lisa, just put neon and times how many you want, and Melissa will add it in. I did a full presentation of that at the beginning of the auction because I thought, oh, this is a huge family size bag, but this is a special thing. I can only get this for a limited time, and they're selling out quick. So this won't be something I can carry on a regular basis. It was just a special product that was brought into one of my local stores. Okay, so Kitty's in for $3 on the Kansas City barbecue style flavored popcorn with natural flavors. Woo-wee, that's a lot to say. All right, anybody want to bid it up? Lisa's in for 310. Okay. Let's see if Kitty comes back at 320. I'm kind of surprised Janice isn't in on this because this seems like something Janice would like. I don't know if Janice is still watching. Oh, Lisa retracts. Okay, no worries. Well, we can count this down to Kitty then, and then we're going to need to raid over to Colleen and Tracy's show. So we don't want to miss their show. You'll make sure to let them know that Southern Belle sent you and that it's a Southern Belle raid. So I don't want them to ever think I'm taking viewers away. I'll always shut my show down and bring everybody over them. Okay, since Lisa retracted, we only have Kitty's bid, so let's just count it down to Kitty and see how many she wants. Okay. All right, 2 bags for Kitty. Anybody else? And anybody else want to order anything else that they might have missed? Y'all make sure. This is going to be dropping the link. It's going to go over there. So get your final orders in. Final requests. And y'all can always let me know what you'd like to see next week. Anybody else for anything from earlier in the broadcast? Okay, Alice is going to take 1 bag of the barbecue popcorn. Thank you so much, Alice. Anybody else for the popcorn or anything earlier in the broadcast? Last call, last call. Oh, Justine, thanks so much for coming. We hope to see everybody Monday at 7, Tuesday at 9, and then invoices will go out Wednesday, Thursday. There's the link, and we're gonna say, laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Roll in your life, roll in your heart, roll in your soul. Roll on and on and on. May God bless y'all. Good night.